Is changing the world impossible? Would you believe me if I said that I could persuade you in under 5 minutes that we can change the whole world into a paradise within 10 to 30 years? The world as it is now is primarily governed by a collection of institutions, for example, banking institutions and government institutions. The combination of the way these institutions interrelate to each other forms what most of us understand to be the system. Most understand that it's these institutions that govern the vast majority of global activity, and it's often these institutions that are considered directly or indirectly when there are things that can be done but won't be done, things like ending poverty. A system can be defined as a group of interacting, interrelated or interdependent elements forming a complex whole. If the system is a car, systems, processes, and values could be seen as the steering wheel of the car, and money as the fuel that determines how far we can travel. It's not impossible to change systems, processes, values, or direction, or how much fuel we put in the tank. It's a choice. We can collectively choose to do things differently anytime we want, can't we? This is often what people try and do, but it's most often by creating changes that don't address the fundamental elements that form the structure of the system itself. The result is often superficial changes. Ultimately and self-evidently, the old problems remain unresolved and, more disturbingly, largely unresolvable. These unresolvable problems are problems that are particular to the fundamental elements that the system is built upon, so it's unlikely they will ever change. Creating paradise on Earth requires a different approach to the one we are used to now. A very different approach, an approach that deliberately creates a sustainable global abundance for all people with the care of the environment and all life well considered. We are able to create new systems and processes that serve all people. We can build it from the ground up to accommodate these requirements. The current system as we know it is effectively obsolete and has been for a long time. Paradise on Earth is a grounded and tangible possibility. All that remains is for us to do the work of developing the systems and processes that will form the basis for the transitional framework required to get us from A to B. This is basically an administrative and organizational task at its core, which also leans heavily into science, communications, and community support to make it work. If humanity mobilizes itself like armies do when they go to war, this can be achieved sooner rather than later. The choice is ours.